Hey guys, welcome to week 3, session 3. Today we're going to be working through the ripple effect. This is a great layout to do some cognitive behavior exercises to see how things that have happened to you in the past, how they ripple out into your life and into your future. So the example that we use for this one, let me go into the first step. The first step for this would be to name your pivot points. And we call these like your boulders, things that kind of just hit you. It could be a car accident, that you got into, or someone died in your life, or some just like big event. These are what we call the boulders or the pivot points. And then the next from there is the timeline. So between each boulder, just for explaining purposes, we name them A, B, C, D. Each one of those you would break down into, it could even be on a whole lifebook page of its own. But this describes the timeline. So the sun essentially is you, the sun in the background is you, and the river is the river of your life, the creek, whatever water you want to refer to, and it's the journey all the way down. So you could have ABC all the way to Z. You can even number them. You can, however you want to catalog it. But I do recommend that you choose some way to identify, so that way when you have worked through something, it's no longer like a boulder that you face. So that's the timeline. And then this is an example that I used for this one. So A was I was born into addiction. So that's a boulder right off the bat that I realized had huge ripple effects throughout my adulthood, but I didn't know at birth that that was going to be something for me. And B was my parents' divorce. From that boulder was in my middle school. And between A and B, there's obviously a lot of things that happened. But for just like a quick example to share with you guys, that the divorce had its own ripple effect to I have no idea what a healthy relationship looks like. And then that rippled out to learning to love myself and kind of where I'm at right now. For C, I had my first child. That has its own ripples out. And then right after that, I had a death in the family. So I was learning to cope with the pain that I had and to give up expectations that I had about my life. So that was like a transition point. And these are all just short examples to show you how small things, they might seem small, they have ripple effects out into like behaviors you might have, into thought patterns that you might have. And it's good to identify them just because they do also change over time. So I have mine, I'm gonna fill mine out after I get off this call. But mine now is not gonna look the same as it did when I filled it out last year. So they always change, and it's good to come back and look at them too. So the mountains are your foundational goals for yourself. So when I did this example, I want to choose my sobriety. So I put that as one of my mountains. I choose to be a present mother was another mountain, and I use my story to help others. And that's what I do when I'm on my calls and stuff. I just share my story, hoping to shine a light. So that was something that I had to name as foundations that I was going to use for the next step, which is finding yourself. So this is the gratitude sun, which we learned in the first week. And in each ray, essentially you are the sun. So you could write your name in there, you can leave it blank or color it. But in the rays, you want to put things that are going to support your mountains and that also kind of support the ripple effects. So I had written down, I know that my lost loved ones are with me. That's an affirmation. I put grateful for my struggles, blessed with a support group that understands me, thankful for my bond with my kids. And these are all affirmations that I can go to that are supportive of my ripple effects so that I don't go down a spiral. So it's a very long, let me get out of this part. I wouldn't say that you can fill this out all in one session or 30 minutes even. It's kind of one of those things that you'll remember, like, oh, I remember this happened to me, and then a trigger might happen and you would go to the page and write down how that ripple effect happened or how it affected you. And even your pillars too, your foundations, they might change over time. So give yourself a little bit of grace working with this. I would say within a year they will change. So every year, so do another one. and use all the other tools that you've learned in this last week. And then we'll be meeting again for week 4. I hope you guys have a good week.